Good evening, everybody. Welcome. To those of you who have come out tonight for the public hearing on redistricting, my name is Delegate Amy Summers. I'm the Vice Chairman of the House Committee on Redistricting and a member of the Joint Committee on Redistricting. Before we begin, I'd like to recognize the members of the Legislature who are here tonight. And if you would like to go ahead first, Senator, and recognize your members.
Thank you, Madam Leader. We have, I think, six senators tonight here other than me, and I want to introduce them all. On the far end of the table here to my left is Senator Mike Caputo, and Mike represents Marion and Mon counties and has driven down here from Fairmont to participate with us in this hearing tonight. I think the last one in was Senator Bug Stover. Where's Bugs? There he is. Hello, Bugs. Good to see you. Senator Stover represents Raleigh and Wyoming counties, and I think maybe a little bit of McDowell too is part of his district. Has come up here to join us tonight. We have Senator Glenn Jeffries is here in the front row. Glenn, welcome. Senator Jeffries represents Putnam and Kanawha counties in his district, and he's been attending all these hearings. And we also have another senator from Putnam County, Senator Eric Tarr, is two persons to my left, to the left of the House Majority Leader, and Eric chairs the Finance Committee in the West Virginia Senate. And then we have our two host senators here tonight in the front row. And if it's okay with you, I would first start with Senator Carnes. And since we're, first of all, thank you for hosting us in your district. And I will offer you the microphone if you'd like to say a little welcome to the folks who've turned out here. Senator Carnes represents this district, although Nicholas is not his home county. He's a Randolph County resident.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I assume most everybody in here knows, I do represent Nicholas County in the West Virginia State Senate, and this is the second term that I've been in where I represented Nicholas County. First time I actually lived in Upshur County, and now I live in Randolph County. And it's always been my privilege to represent Nicholas County. We're at some distance from where I live now, but there's so much in common between Nicholas County, between Upshur County, between Randolph County. We have so much of an interest in agriculture and throughout my entire district. We have some of the most beautiful part of West Virginia. Really, I've told people historically, if I could draw what I would want for a district on a map, it would look an awful lot like the 11th district. And so, again, it's been my privilege to represent you, and I'm hoping to go through this redistricting process in a way that really serves West Virginia well, and it sort of helps keep the districts as properly together as can while making adjustments for population changes. So thank you all for coming out, and I'm looking forward to what we hear here today.
Thank you, Senator. And our other host senator is Senator Hamilton, who also represents the same district. Bill Hamilton lives in Upshur County, which is part of the district. Senator, if you'd like to say a few words of welcome to the folks who turned out here tonight, your constituents, the floor is yours.
I won't take too long. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. It's an important meeting. I've been plugging in here for a month and a half, and it looks like we got a good crowd out. And this is one of my counties that I presently represent, and I would hope that we can keep us all together and keep District 11 going. Thank you again for coming out, and thanks for hosting it.
Senator Hamilton, thank you. Great to see both of you guys as always. And shame on me if I don't recognize we have with us, and maybe he's going to speak, I don't know, I'm going to put the pressure on him. He's been added to the sign-up sheet, but I do want to recognize a former member of the West Virginia Senate who's here with us tonight, and that's Greg Boso. Greg's great to see you again.
Good to be here.
And so I think that is the complete introduction of all the senators here, and I know we have a number of members of the House of Delegates here, and I'll for that purpose, hand the mic back over to the Majority Leader of the House of Delegates.
Thank you, Senator Trump. The host delegates for tonight, whose district we are in, Delegate Tully and Delegate Hannah, if you'd like to stand up and welcome your community. You want to say a few words?
Thank you, Majority Leader. I'd like to welcome everyone to the beautiful 41st District. I am Delegate Heather Tully, and I proudly represent the 41st District, representing the largest portion of Nicholas County and a tiny sliver of Greenbrier County. I'm not a native Nicholas Countian, but I do feel like this is my home county. I've lived here for over 10 years. I love the people. I love the area, and I'm very, very proud to be able to represent this area and to work to make Nicholas County and also Greenbrier County even better than what they are. And I love serving the people of the area, and I just appreciate the opportunity. And thank you very much. I hope the information tonight will be informative and help guide some fair and consistent redistricting. Thank you.
Yes, I'm Caleb Hannah. So I serve the other side of Nicholas County, Craigsville and the Richwood area. Thank you guys for coming out today and to be engaged, to be informed, to be here and be active. And of course, thank you to the members of the Redistricting Committee for showing up today. And I'm glad you get to be here and see exactly what Nicholas County is all about, what our economy is about. And of course, I invite you back to tour the other side of the county, the area that I represent, the best house district in Nicholas County.
Getting something going here now.
Throw down.
Other members of the House of Delegates that are here tonight, Austin Haynes, if you could stand up and say what district you're from.
32nd District in Fayette County.
Delegate Joe Statler. Delegate Kayla Kessinger. Delegate Marty Gearhart. Delegate Eric Householder. And Delegate Brent Boggs. Did anyone else come in that we did not see?
Speakers.
Where is it?
He's hiding behind. Back there by the police.
And the Speaker of the House, Roger Hanshaw, in the back of the room. All right, thank you very much. To get started tonight, I want to briefly go over the ground rules and procedures for tonight so everything can run as smoothly as possible. As I mentioned, this is a public hearing on redistricting. The purpose of this hearing and other hearings to be conducted around the state is for you to share with the West Virginia House of Delegates and the West Virginia Senate your views, opinions, and concerns about redistricting. We're eager to hear your views, opinions, ideas, and concerns. You are welcome to comment and share your opinions on the Senate districts, the House of Delegate districts, and the congressional districts. We will be applying House Rule 84 to govern the public hearing. And during the House legislative session, pursuant to House Rule 84, members are not permitted to respond to questions during the public hearing. As you may know, the U.S. Census Bureau has not yet delivered the actual census data from the 2020 census to the states. Normally, the U.S. Census Bureau delivers that data to the states in April of the year following a census. We are way beyond April now, and we have not received the census data yet from the Census Bureau. The best information that we have at this point is that they will be delivering to the 50 states by December 30th the census data. We are hoping that we will have access to that data sooner, but when we receive it is beyond our control. Therefore, the committee will not be presenting or discussing any proposed maps. However, even though we do not have the data which the legislature must use to draw the maps, we felt it was important to hold the public hearings so that you, the citizens of West Virginia, could have the opportunity to make whatever comments you wish to share with us tonight. We're grateful for your attendance here and your input. If you'd like to submit suggestions or propose maps to the Joint Redistricting Committee, please follow the directions on the brochure that was provided to you out front. We have 4 people signed up to speak tonight. Each person will have 5 minutes to speak. When the red light comes on, that means you have reached your time limit and will need to conclude your remarks. With that, I'd like to invite the first person up to speak, who is Marilyn Taylor.
Well, good evening. I'm Marilyn Taylor, and I'm here to deliver a letter this evening on behalf of Mayor Robert Schaefer, who was unable to be with us this evening due to the West Virginia Municipal League Conference. To House Majority Leader Brent Boggs and fellow committee members, first, I welcome you to the City of Summersville, and thank you for allowing us to be host to one of your redistricting meetings. Unfortunately, I am unable to be with you this evening as I am attending the West Virginia Municipal League Annual Conference at Oglebay Park. I respectfully submit to you that I have thoroughly reviewed the current districts, and as we all know, without the final 2020 census numbers, it's all but a guess what change will need to be made. I, however, do want to speak to the importance and priority of citizens being fairly represented. The change I would advocate for strongly would be that of single-member districts, making it equal representation for all of our state's citizens, regardless of location. Our great state's Constitution, Article 2, Section 4, equal representation. Every citizen shall be entitled to equal representation in the government and in all apportionments of representation, equality of numbers, and those entitled hereto shall, as far as practicable, be preserved. Thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to the outcome of your work product. Sincerely, Robert Schaefer, Mayor, City of Summersville.
Thank you, Mary Ann. Our next speaker is Ben Jean Rapp.
Good evening. I thought that was really quick. I figured we'd have a lot more on here. I'm Ben Jean Rapp, and I am a lifetime resident of Nicholas County. Born and raised, traveled the state and came back, and have been back here for 21 years in this county. I love this county, as Delegate Tully said. We have a lot going on for us here. I chair the Republican Party, very proud of that. We work very hard here in the county. We want to see this county grow. I understand today that you got to see some of our electrical works by going over to the dam. There's much more to see too here in this county. And I agree with Delegate Hannah, you need to go over and see what's over on the other side. They're diversified, but they have a lot to give. My hope is, when this is finished, that we are a single delegate district. And I had spoke to a couple people in Charleston today, and I spoke with our delegates too. What has happened, and I see, and I am one of the ones. I live in Nicholas County, I chair Nicholas County Republican Party, but I am represented by Fayette County delegates. Tom Fast, Austin Haynes, and Kayla. She's back in the back. So what has happened, I live on the western part of the county, and there are 3 little precincts, along with Clay, one of theirs that fall into them. And I would like to see, truthfully, and I understand that everything is done by population, but I would like to see us brought in to the 41st. I would like to maybe look at maybe some of the 41st that's up in Greenberg County being shifted, maybe a little bit more to give us a one person that we can talk to. And the reason I told this, and I told it to Heather, as who I am in the party, I know who to speak to when I have a problem. But an everyday citizen out there may have no idea who they need to go talk to ask about a problem they have to be represented with. So I thank you all for coming to Nicholas County. I thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk with you. I look forward to seeing what does happen. I hate that the census is, I understand what's happening there. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for the time that you all are spending, because I know you're traveling the state. and welcome again.
Thank you, Benjean. Thornton Cooper.
Good evening, my name is Thornton Cooper. I live at 3015 Ridgeview in Ridgeview Drive, South Charleston, West Virginia. I try to go to all the redistricting committee meetings. I have been submitting redistricting proposals after the 1980, 1990 to 2000, 2010 censuses, and was also a party in all of the court cases challenging the Congressional House of Delegates and State Senate redistricting plans that were approved in 2011. With respect to Nicholas County, I don't think the redistricting plan passed by the state senate 10 years ago was either the most compact or the most reasonable plan. If you want to see what I submitted to the state senate 10 years ago, you can go to the archives part of the Senate Redistricting Committee website and look for citizen submissions. And then I went to all the hearings, but the one is from June 2011. I had a plan which would have put Nicholas County adjacent to several counties in the central part of the state, not all the way up to Grant County. We've had a huge population shift in the last 10 years, and so probably, I just have the estimates right now, but I'm working up a plan. I would probably suggest maybe putting Nicholas in with Greenbrier and part of Fayette, but certainly not Grant County. I mean, that just makes no sense whatsoever that the redistricting committee came up with that plan 10 years ago. With respect to single-member districts, I'm a Democrat, but I've been pushing it for 40 years. And in the litigation 10 years ago, I didn't have time to get the whole plan together before the litigation, but I had a plan back then for 100 single-member districts. And to me, whether you're doing Senate districts or you're doing House of Delegates districts, it's important not to divide municipalities unnecessarily or counties unnecessarily. And so the most important things to me are trying to reach a variance of no more than 1% deviation from 100%. That's one. Two, do not unnecessarily divide counties and municipalities. Follow the compactness rules in the state constitution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Greg Bosa.
Good evening, members of the legislature, my fellow comrades. It was a joy serving with you, first of all, let me say. I know that you're faced now with some awesome challenges as we get ready to do this redistricting. Understanding how West Virginia demographics have changed, particularly when we began looking at the Eastern Panhandle, what's happening in the northern part of the state as compared to what we've seen in southern West Virginia with the exodus of people, with the closure of coal mine and other industries in southern West Virginia, is going to present some tremendous challenges in establishing reasonable districts upon which there's equal representation for the people of West Virginia. I will tell you that having served the 11th senatorial district, the largest senatorial district east of the Mississippi River, larger than the state of Connecticut, I know how big is. To go from one corner of my district to the other, which was from Belva in Nicholas County to the upper portion of Grant County, was more than a 4.5-hour haul. That's a long distance, and it makes it difficult for senators to be able to serve that. I can remember a Saturday where I went to Grant County and served for their fire department's fundraiser, and was going to go to the Roadkill Festival in Marlinton that same day. Didn't realize how long it was going to take. 3 hours later, after I left Grant County, I arrived in downtown Marlinton, only to help clean up. Needless to say, I missed all the good eating. That said, I got to help clean up. But you know, the one thing that I would say as you go through the redistricting program is recognize the ability of, whether it be senators or whether it be delegates, to be able to fairly represent, fairly travel in a reasonable period of time from one area to the other so that they can adequately serve their members. The 11th district will present some unique challenges, primarily because of the national forest areas within Pocahontas and Randolph County. You have sparse population, which presents some unique challenges. But however, the people that live in those counties require and demand representation, making sure that we appropriately district so that they are appropriately served will make sure that all West Virginians feel that they are represented in a fair and impartial manner. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone that has come in since the sign-up sheet was put out? If you would like to come forward and give us your name, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Is there anyone else? All right, well, thank you very much for coming out tonight. Once again, we're grateful for your interest, your input, and your participation. I want to remind you that if you have any additional suggestions, comments, or feedback for the districts, please submit them using the directions provided in the brochure. Thank you very much.